Hello, my tour starts next month. I got a hot new hour of material and I want to say it all to you, okay? I'm going to Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, Boston, Washington, D.C., New York City, Durham, Atlanta, Charlotte, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Cincinnati, and Detroit. Tickets to those shows are available right now. And later this month, I'll be announcing some more cities that are not in the U.S. Super exciting. But yeah, thank you so much for the support so far. Very excited for the tour to start next month, and I'll see you soon. All right, enjoy the video. Folks, gaming chairs. We've all seen them. Some of them look like your average office chair, and some of them look like they've been ripped out of the cockpit of a spaceship that runs on Mountain Dew Livewire. The gaming chair market has exploded over the past few years, and the current market size is an estimated 1.4 billion. And it makes sense why these chairs are becoming so popular. In 2020, I think we all ordered new office/gaming chairs for obvious reasons. That was one of the first things I did because I knew I was going to be sitting on my stinky little butt for a really long time. Also, the rise in popularity of streaming and PC gaming has definitely fueled the gaming chair economy. And since PC gaming has become so popular, there's now like an entire like subculture based around people's like gaming setups and how they're making it look as aesthetically pleasing as possible. I always get a bunch of those ASMR videos of like the keyboard. I actually like those a lot. And you know, besides the monitor and the keyboard and the desk, the chair is usually the focal point. That's where you spend all your time. That's what you wipe your Cheeto fingers on. And your gamer chair is the thing that absorbs the thousands and thousands of Taco Bell gamer shards. But what makes a gaming chair better than a regular chair? Like, why aren't people just posted up in fucking rocking chairs while they game? Well, gaming chairs have extra padding and lumbar support so you can sit in them for a long period of time. They've got adjustable armrests, adjustable backs, sturdy wheels so you can spin around and get all dizzy. Dude, I even found a video of a guy who has a gaming chair with like built-in RGB lighting. And no joke, it's the most badass video I've ever seen. I've never been so hyped to sit down. Usually when you get so excited, you just want to stand up, you know, get on your feet, but this is the opposite. I just want to fucking sit on that thing. I have an office chair from a company called Ergo Human, and it's been great for my back when I actually remember to fucking sit up straight. It was a little pricey when I got it, but you can get a good quality gaming chair for a couple $100 these days. Or you could be a real gamer and drop $15,000 on a zero gravity workstation ultimate. That looks fucking sick, dude. Like, also, can we not get a better picture for this product? Jesus Christ, is he dead? They put a fucking corpse in the chair. We called it a zero gravity chair because we want you to feel like you're in space. And just like space, there's also no oxygen supply either. So you're gonna die. Dude, just imagine the level of brain rot you could achieve in one of these chairs. But you know what? I'm not interested in who makes the best or the worst gaming chair. What I'm interested in is who made the first gaming chair. No one cares about who designed the Boeing 747. Well, I mean, maybe now they do because someone's got to take the blame for all those doors flying off. My point is, nobody knows who designed the best plane of all time, but everybody knows the Wright brothers. Nobody's gonna remember your name if you invent the brightest light bulb, but everybody remembers Thomas Edison because he was crazy enough to have an idea and then remove it from on top of his head. And then he had to keep doing that for like forever, dude. You know how many ideas Thomas Edison must have had to provide light bulbs for everyone? That's not easy. So what was the first gaming chair ever made? Let's find out. A quick Google search summoned an article from DX Racer claiming that DX Racer launched the world's first gaming chair in 2006. And there's a bunch of articles that also claim DX Racer was the first people to make a chair for gamers. So that must be the truth, right? Wrong. DX Racer is lying. They should be called DX Eraser because they're trying to erase history. The actual first gaming chair predates DX Racer by an entire 7 years. That's right, folks. I discovered the first ever gaming chair. The first gaming chair ever was actually released in the year 1999 by a company called VideoGear. And their main gaming chair was called the VideoGear Command Center. Now, there isn't too much information about the VideoGear Command Center online other than this commercial that aired 25 years ago.
The VideoGear Command Center.
And this commercial is actually how I found out about this product. Someone uploaded this commercial in its entirety on TikTok, and they were goofing on it because it's a little weird. And you know what? This commercial for some reason, spawned a strange obsession in my brain with this fucking random product from 25 years ago that I have not been able to shake for the past few months, and it has led me down quite the gnarly rabbit hole. So I hope you stick around for this video because it got pretty weird. But first things first, what is the VideoGear Command Center?
The VideoGear Command Center.
Check it out.
What is it?
10% plastic, 9% attitude.
It's why you started gaming in the first place.
No distractions, just you and the game.
Is it a chair?
No, that's a chair.
Fully loaded with tons of cool stuff. Now you're in the game. Straight rock and roll.
Who needs it?
Who cares?
If I have to tell you, you don't belong here.
It's cool. The VideoGear Command Center.
It's the ultimate video game accessory for serious gamers.
Whoa. So that was only 30 seconds long, but that felt like an hour. That was so much information thrown at me. First off, it looks fucking uncomfortable as hell to be using this thing. This kid looks like he's in the middle of an earthquake. It's like, you know when you go down a flight of stairs on a bike and you're like, that's literally what it looks like, dude. But like my favorite part about this commercial is that like random, weird, disembodied robot voice asking these like random questions about the VideoGear Command Center.
What is it? Is it a chair? Who needs it?
Dude, you know you've got a weird product when even a computer doesn't know what it is. Like, could you imagine if you Googled something and it just said, "The fuck are you talking about, man? I don't know." And I love the fact that the answer to the question,
What is it?
didn't even remotely answer the question.
What is it?
10% plastic, 9% attitude.
What does that mean? The chair has an attitude? Is that why he was shaking the kid around? And honestly, the 10% plastic thing, they're kind of telling the future with that one. I feel like with microplastics and shit, we're all fucking 10% plastic right now, dude. Life imitates art.
It's why you started gaming in the first place.
All right, back up, man.
Why you started gaming in the first place.
Also, you don't know why I started gaming. It's because I got tired of kissing girls.
No distractions, just you and the game.
Yeah, also, that's not really true either. It's not just you in the game. It's you, the game, and this crazy fucking rocking chair that's going back and forth like crazy. It actually seems like a huge distraction to me.
Is it a chair?
No, that's a chair.
Okay, so them saying that kind of ruins the fact that I just said that this was the first gaming chair, because they're claiming it's not even a chair at all. It's transcended chairs. But I think that was just the marketing. They were trying to make it seem more exciting than it actually was, because like it's tough to make a kid excited about a chair, especially back in 1999 when the concept of gaming chairs didn't even exist, you know? But I think this is my favorite part of the commercial.
Fully loaded with tons of cool stuff. Now you're in the game. Straight rock and roll.
Fully loaded with tons of cool stuff. All right, what? What's the cool stuff? I'd actually love to know what all the cool stuff is. Tell me. I don't think just putting a sniper scope outline on different parts of the chair really explains anything. Did you imagine your doctor doing that shit? Okay, sir, we just received your test results. Is everything okay? See for yourself.
What is it?
If I have to tell you, you don't belong here.
What the fuck? Just tell me what's wrong with me. It's your arteries. They're
Fully loaded with tons of cool stuff.
It is so genuinely funny to say fully loaded with tons of cool stuff and then not even mention one of the cool things about it. So there's the bottom of the chair, there's the top of the chair, and you're not gonna believe this next part. That's the middle of the chair. Dude, I think that zero gravity chair needs to use this audio to advertise their product.
Now you're in the game. Straight rock and roll.
Okay, let's go through this next part.
Who needs it?
Who cares?
If I have to tell you, you don't belong here.
It's cool. The VideoGear Command Center.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember seeing this commercial when I was a kid, but if I did, it would have worked immediately. A kid my age implying that I'm not cool enough to even watch this commercial, that's genius. Before this commercial's even done, I'd be running up to my mom being like, "Please, I need this chair!" Hands down, dude, this is the best commercial of all time. I'll say it. It's God tier. I think it perfectly encapsulates the overall vibe of late 90s, early 2000s consumerism. Commercials now, they try to like subtly trick you into thinking that you need a certain product to be cool. But dude, back then, commercials were straight up like, "Yo, if you don't buy this, you're a fucking loser and all your friends are gonna think you're a loser too." It's so good. And it was also at the time when companies were like putting out the weirdest tech accessories of all time that like really didn't even need to be made. I made a whole video about like vintage tech products from that era. I just love this time period because like they knew video games and stuff was popular. So companies were just farting out the most random, useless products to capitalize on this trend. You know what? A smart YouTuber would end this video right now. But I'm not a smart YouTuber. Okay? Because a smart YouTuber is an oxymoron. After seeing the commercial for the VideoGear Command Center, roughly a year ago, I got the idea in my head that I needed to try this thing out. The commercial made it look like an absolute blast. So I think I need to do the world a favor and find out what all the quote unquote cool stuff is that they circled in the commercial. So let's go see if we can find a VideoGear Command Center. I began searching for a VideoGear Command Center on eBay, but found nothing. I then checked to see if any were even sold on eBay in the past, and again, nothing. I changed the search to vintage gaming chair, old gaming chair, gaming rocking chair, and pretty much every other possible variation. And I scrolled for fucking hours and hours on eBay, nothing at all. Which means a VideoGear Command Center has never been sold on eBay. And when you Google VideoGear Command Center, you guys wanna play a drinking game? Take a shot every time I say VideoGear Command Center in this video, you'll fucking die. Put your ass in the zero gravity chair. But when you search VideoGear Command Center, a wiki article pops up for Screw Attack, which was a division of Rooster Teeth that started back in 2006. The same year as the supposed first gaming chair ever from DX Racer. Just a crazy coincidence. But apparently they made a sketch about someone ordering a VideoGear Command Center. I tried to find the actual video, but I couldn't find it. But back to the search results. If you scroll a little bit further down the page, an estate sale website based in Atlanta is actually listing a VideoGear Command Center for $5. And when I saw this, I was so excited. Not only is one for sale, but I get to snag one for an insanely low price. And I was ready to drop a bag on this thing, okay? So I went to the auction site and I went to put in my bid. Then I saw the auction ended on Sunday, July 21st, 2021. And although I was like 3 years late, the auction actually did have some positive outcomes. Number one, that showed me that these things exist in the real world, okay? And they're still kicking around out there. Two, I now know that there's a high probability of at least one VideoGear Command Center kicking around somewhere in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And three, it gave me 4 high quality pictures of the VideoGear Command Center that I could use for an image search. So that's what I did. And with that image search, I found 2 interesting things. One was this ad from a scanned J.C. Penney Christmas catalog from the year 2000 that was advertising a different gaming chair from VideoGear. And this one was called New VideoGear Power Player Game Chair with Sound. Cool high-tech design, really rocks. Moves forward, back, even way back to make a really hip lounge chair. So I guess this model was like the successor to the Command Center because fucking holy shit, it sounds lit as hell. Speakers in the chair, dude? You know, when I was a kid mowing down pedestrians in GTA Vice City, I always thought I could never hear their screams of agony well enough. I only had this chair. The other thing I found through this image search was a separate listing for a VideoGear Command Center that ended last year on a different auction site called Carousel. I've never heard of it before, but I did some research and it's really big in like Philippines, I think. But it looks like they modded this one because there's like a fucking steering wheel on it that they threw on there, which is pretty cool. So now we know that the VideoGear Command Center was sold like worldwide, which is also really interesting. But that also means that it could make it harder to actually find one, because that means they could be literally fucking anywhere, like who knows where to look, right? And at this point, I figured I knew where at least one was located, in the great state of Georgia. So I booked a plane ticket to Atlanta and I went door to door asking if anybody had a VideoGear Command Center, and I'm lying, obviously, that'd be fucking insane. I just went to Facebook Marketplace and pretty much searched all of Georgia for this fucking chair.
No. That's a chair.
Or sorry, not a chair. And just like I did on eBay, I searched every variation of what this thing could be called. Rocking chair, 10% plastic, 90% attitude chair. And after hours and hours, I came up empty-handed. And from there, I expanded my search to the surrounding states. I couldn't find anything, and then I kept expanding, until I pretty much searched every main city's Facebook Marketplace listings, and I still couldn't fucking find anything. So I decided to treat this like an actual investigation. And everybody knows that if you want to solve a mystery, you gotta go back to the scene of the crime, you know, where everything started. And where the VideoGear Command Center obsession started for me was on TikTok. So my thought process was like, maybe if I go to the original TikTok that I saw and I scrolled through all 950 comments on the TikTok, there would be one comment that said, hey, what? I used to have one of these. Matter of fact, I still have one if anybody wants one, so it's for sale. So in the hopes of finding my own VideoGear Command Center, I did exactly that. I scrolled through every single comment. Okay, so not a single comment from anybody saying that they still have one of these, but I did see one comment that said, bruh, I had one of these. I'll take past tense any day, that's fine. So I sent this person a DM on TikTok that said, yo, sorry for the random DM, haha, and random comment, haha, but yeah, okay, yeah, I commented on one of their TikToks too. I left a comment being like, yo, I just DM'd you. Like a loser. Saw your comment on the VideoGear TikTok and wanted to talk to someone who actually had one. Yeah, I remember that chair, LMAO. I got it for Christmas as a kid and wore that bitch out, as any serious gamer would. That's so awesome, ha ha ha. Do you remember what you did with it? And was it just a rocking chair pretty much? You could store snacks in that compartment in between your legs and rock back and forth to really immerse yourself in Spyro or Gex. Ha 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 ha. Wow, that's so funny. Yeah, I'm trying to track one down for a video I'm making, but they're like impossible to find. And this response really hurt. Sadly, it's likely in a landfill. We were never great about holding on to things when we moved around. I wish I could help you out because I would love to see that video. Wishing you luck on finding your holy grail of niche 90s gaming equipment. All good. Haha, it was a long shot. You've actually given me more information about it than the entire internet, so thank you. Which is not untrue. I couldn't find any specifics or details about what was so special about the VideoGear Command Center. Really nice person, but unfortunately, they didn't have a VideoGear Command Center anymore. So at this point, I was truly lost. I really didn't know where else to look, but for some reason, like, I needed this chair.
No, that's a chair.
Sorry, not a chair. I needed the VideoGear Command Center. For some reason, this 10% plastic chair had completely consumed me. I would watch the commercial over and over again, feeling just like those kids probably felt in 1999 while watching the commercial. Just fucking dreaming of the day where you could get your hands on a VideoGear Command Center. And one day when I searched up the VideoGear Command Center commercial on TikTok to watch it for the 100th time, a different TikTok showed up for some reason. I searched VideoGear Command Center probably like 25 times, and the same like 2 videos would pop up every single time. But this time, the gaming chair gods were on my side. A TikTok that I'd never seen before somehow popped up from a creator named Jera Bean. She's a social media expert and makes content about how to make a living on social media, and she posted a video on TikTok saying that she was in a really weird commercial when she was a kid. And I'm sure you can guess which commercial she was in. That's right, dude. It was the girl from the VideoGear Command Center commercial. I couldn't believe it. It was nice seeing that video because now I had proof that this commercial wasn't just like a collective fever dream that people had that somehow manifested itself in the real world. It was a real commercial with real people. This is huge. So I immediately DM'd her to ask her a few questions about the commercial, and she revealed to me that she was not only in the commercial, but her mother actually directed the commercial. And she said she'd also ask her mom if she'd be down to talk to me about the commercial. And a few days later, I got the opportunity to talk to both of them.
My name is Catherine Wayback. I am a film video director, editor. I've been working in all sorts of genres, from commercials and branded content, documentary, television, that kind of thing.
That's amazing. Well, obviously the reason I guess that this call is happening, you also directed a commercial for a product called the VideoGear Command Center. How did you sort of score that gig, I guess?
In my business, you score gigs in lots of different ways. And in this case, with the VideoGear Command Center, I was actually working for the toy company. The toy company at the time was called Today's Kids.
Okay.
And as far as I know, Today's Kids is no longer in existence. I think they were bought up. I was working for Today's Kids as an independent contractor. I was actually working kind of as their ad agency. I was doing all their film production. I was also doing print advertising for them. I was designing their print work and doing still photography.
Wow.
And all sorts of creative things. I was basically working as their ad agency.
Wow.
They had me do a few commercials during the tenure of my time with them. One of them was the VideoGear Command Center.
Do you remember any of the other commercials that you did?
There was another product called the Jump Stick. It was like this stick that it was like battery operated, had lights on each end, and kids would jump over it. It would kind of spin around on the ground.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You remember?
Yeah.
And then there was another thing that they did. It was called Thunder Slam, and it was a basketball hoop, just a kid kind of hoop that you could put inside your house in your bedroom.
Okay.
And when you scored a basket, the backdrop would light up with thunder and lightning.
Whoa. All right. Cool. Do you have any memories of the day? Like just anything that sticks out to you of filming the commercial that day?
Oh, Curtis, I have a really great memory. I have like a photographic memory.
Oh,
but
wow.
Yeah, so I wrote the commercial. I, had the concept for it. And then
Cool.
I actually, cast it and, filmed it and all that. The concept of the script, there was one moment that's in the existing commercial, but it was not the very beginning of it. But there's a moment where actually Jera Jera, or the sort of voice of God graphic comes up and says, "Is that a chair?"
Is it a chair?
And then Jera says, "No, that's a chair." And you see all these funky little chairs flashing.
No, that's a chair.
And that little moment, that thought was what started the whole commercial for me. It was like, because it was a chair, but it really wasn't a chair. And so to call it a chair, and they're trying to give it a little bit of an attitude.
10% plastic, 9% attitude.
It was a really fun shoot. It went really well, but it was a lot of work and a lot of challenge to make those backgrounds and
Yeah, get that kid shaken just right.
a little backstory on Jera. So of course I cast Jera. I think she's the only girl in the commercial, and she was kind of a reluctant star. She was like, I think she was kind of doing me a favor by being in. There was something going on at school, something big at school. She wanted to get out. She wanted to go in and out during the course of the shoot. I think she thought it was very cool what was happening, and all the other actors that were a part of the film were very cool. And I saw her kind of shift, and she ended up not wanting to leave the set, and she stayed with us all day. And
That's awesome. I feel like commercials back then, and like especially about video games and stuff and toys, I feel like most of the time, especially with something like that, it's very heavily marketed towards boys. You know, it was cool to see that in 98, 99, whenever, or 2000 when this came out, it was like cool that there was a girl in the commercial to be like, to show other girls that like, yo, it's cool to play video games also, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the insight. And I have one more thing that I would like insight on, because this was the one part of the commercial that I was trying to figure out. There is like a little 3-4 second clip of the chair. There's like a bunch of circles on different parts of the chair.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And
what was?
Yeah.
The circle that's on the thing where your knees would be the sort of the front tray thing, that thing opened up. You could put stuff inside that. So I think that was highlighting that. I think the headrest may be adjusted.
I think during that, there's a line that says fully loaded with tons of cool stuff.
Fully loaded with tons of cool stuff.
And I'm sorry, I don't remember all the cool stuff, but those were highlighting some of those cool stuff things.
I know it's so tough when you don't actually have one.
Yeah, then I didn't get one as a gift, and
Oh, really? Dang, that was going to be my last question.
Oh, I would have sent it to you if I had it.
I appreciate it.
It was really great chatting with Catherine and learning so much about the production of the commercial. But now it was time to find out what it was like to be one of the stars.
My name is Jera Bean. I'm a social media coach, educator, speaker, and content creator. And I work with small businesses, personal brands, speakers, pretty much anyone who's the face of their brand, to help them use social media, primarily video content, as a tool to support their business and goals.
Crushed it. That was a great intro.
My little elevator pitch.
Yeah, you nailed it. You know, probably a lot of people know you from that, obviously, you know, like what you do now. But, you know, obviously a lot of people also know you from the VideoGear Command Center commercial.
I mean, I don't know about that. What's funny is, though, I will post that to my stories at least once a year or so. And the response that I get from it, people just crack up. They love the commercial in general, but they feel like they're seeing me in this complete different chapter of my life, and everyone just gets a kick out of it. So I love sharing it.
You were like 10 years old in it?
Yeah, I was either 9 or 10. It was in 1999. So I was a wee child, and I must have been in 4th, maybe 5th grade or so, I would say.
Yeah, I was just talking to your mom, and she said that you didn't want to be there or something because there was like something cool going on at school or something.
It's so funny. We were texting this morning, and she was telling me that I was the reluctant star. And
that's the word she used.
I know, she texted me that this morning, and I'm like, I just don't remember that, because at the time I had a phase like up until middle school where I enjoyed being in front of the camera. I was in school plays, camp plays, but I do specifically remember, I think there was a talent show at school that day that I was supposed to be in, and I think I was supposed to do a dance to the Backstreet Boys. And in the commercial, if you see me do this little move, I think that was part of the dance I was supposed to do at the talent show.
Cool. Do you remember anything about the about the shoot day? Was it just one day of shooting, I assume?
It was just one day of shooting as far as I could remember. You know, my memory is a bit fuzzy because it was so long ago, but I remember definitely getting along with the other actors, which was I think 3 or 4 boys. I was the only girl. I don't know, it's that age where boys are kind of mean to girls, but they do that because they like them. So I remember it being like, there's this one boy who's like a little bit flirty, and I don't know, I just ended up having a lot of fun. I think I liked the attention of being on camera. I remember my mom directing me, especially for that, no, that's a chair line. And her having to, you know, prompt me a few times, like, you know, say it with a little bit more attitude, or say it like a question, say it like, you know, you just don't care. So I remember some of the directions for some of those lines as well.
That's like the one word for that commercial is attitude. There's so much.
90% plastic. Oh wait, no, 10% plastic, 90% attitude.
Still got it. Still got it. In the commercial, most of the kids are just talking. Not all the kids are actually in the chair. Did you get to actually sit in the chair?
I don't think I did any official takes in the chair. I was mostly the one-liners and the little dance move, but I don't remember actually being in the chair for any takes. And to be honest, I wasn't a gamer. Well, actually, I take that back. I think I played not Dance Dance Revolution. There was some sort of thing where you had characters and you had to hit the buttons and have them dance on PlayStation. I'm totally forgetting what it was, but yeah, that was the one game I played. So I had a little bit of gamer.
Yeah, I was just doing this with your mom, and there's one part, maybe you can help me. We were trying to figure it out, but there's one like sort of frame in the commercial that I've been trying to figure out because it's throwing me for a loop. I was trying to decipher what these 5 features kind of are, and it's tough because I've never seen one in person. So I wanted to ask someone who's been up front, who's been boots on the ground, they've seen it in person, if you can remember what these 5 sort of features are.
I'm cracking up because I've seen this commercial so many times. As I said, I share it to my stories once or twice a year, and I have never once given thought to these things. And now that I'm looking at it,
it's like, what are they, right?
Yeah, I kind of feel like they were just cool graphics added in to make some sort of visual statement.
I think the whole theme of the commercial is like, because at this part, I think the line is like fully loaded with tons of cool stuff. Yeah. And it's like, what's the cool, like the whole commercial doesn't really explain the chair, but like it worked still. I was like watching the commercial, I'm like, I need one of these.
Why do you need an explanation when it's the essence, it's the vibe, it's the coolness? I do remember in the chair, you can actually see it. So see the bottom 2 circles and then you go straight to the middle.
Yes.
There was a little slot for sort of the DVD games.
Yeah.
Funny enough, none of the circles are pointing to that.
The one thing you do remember that.
Yeah. It's so funny to take a moment and actually analyze it in this way because I've never really sat down to truly think about it. Right. And it just makes you laugh that like, here's this video game accessory, but really, I guess it's a glorified chair, which in my line, is it a chair? No, that's a chair, but it's actually just a chair.
No, it's not. It's not a chair. I appreciate you sitting down and taking the time to relay your story about the VideoGear Command Center.
You are so welcome. And there's one thing I want to tell you that I feel like is important to know that we didn't cover. If that's okay.
Of course. Yeah.
My payment for the commercial, since this was my mom when I was just doing her a favor, and I'm little at the time, so I don't really care about money. I wanted these chunky platform Skechers. They were black and green, and they like, imagine a Spice Girl wearing these platforms. Like that was the vibe. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure right after we finished filming and wrapped for the day, there was a Skechers, I think it was in downtown New York, like in Soho or something like that. And I remember walking in and I got my platform Skechers and I was a happy camper. So that was my other like really strong memory about this day.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I like that your mom didn't waste any time either. She was like, yeah, let's get you those Skechers right now.
Yeah, it's a necessity. Gotta have my Skechers.
You gotta have your Skechers. You gotta have your VideoGear Command Center.
Who cares?
Great. Well, thanks again for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, Curtis.
Okay, after that interview, I feel like I at least know a little bit more about the VideoGear Command Center and its origins. We still don't really know what all those 5 circles mean, but we'll find out one day. But alas, I still don't have a fucking chair.
No, that's a chair.
Fuck, sorry. I don't have a command center. There's fucking no information about it anywhere online. If there was ever any information about it online, it was like 25 years ago. I just wish there was like a website you could use to see what websites looked like in the past. Sort of like a machine that just kind of takes you way back, you know? Maybe that exists. Let me just type that in. Wayback machine. No way, I had no idea. So at the end of the commercial, you'll notice that VideoGear.com pops up. So let's type that into the Wayback machine. All right, we'll pick a snapshot from the year 2001, and let's see what happens. Whoa. Holy shit, this is fucking awesome. There's a fancy chair from the catalog that we saw. There's the Command Center, but I've never seen this one before. Fucking Lowrider. Let's check that one out. Lowrider, order now and the shipping is free. Oh my gosh. Now gamers can get carried away and take their seat with them. That's because Lowrider, created for playing video games, watching TV, reading, etc., has a built-in carrying handle, weighs just a few pounds, and folds up in seconds. Dude, $69. Hilarious. All right, I decided I hated the lighting, so we're gonna just go normal mode. But this is huge that it has fucking arrows, dude. Are you kidding? That's a good sign. That means it might have it for the command center, so we'll know what the circles are. But no, this is cool. I like the Lowrider. I like the idea of a portable gaming chair. That's really cool. This is a chair for gamers on the go, right? Or gamers with like divorced parents, so they could bring their chair with them when they go visit their dad.
Wish I had this.
All right, let's check out the power player. Damn, dude. Holy shit. The last time I saw this many arrows, I was watching the movie 300. If you click on the picture, whoa, that is the hardest pick I've ever seen. Special mounting plate for steering wheels and joysticks. Ah, that's probably what I saw in the other picture with the steering wheel on it. Okay, the power player is currently out of stock with us. However, it is available through JCPenney catalog. Just use the search function, type in power player. Let's try it. That was worth a shot. Okay, let's stop messing around. Let's go to the Command Center page. That's what this video is about. Whoa, okay, so I think now we know what all the circles in the commercial we're talking about. Okay, so it looks like on the bottom, like the front left, it says there's adjustable footrests. So that's what it's circling. On the top left, adapter plate fits most steering wheels and joysticks. Okay. Or is it the detachable game case? Okay, the bottom right, they circled. It doesn't really have a match with, with the back there, but that's fine. Okay, there's storage on the side for like CDs. Okay, got it. Adjustable headrest, cool. Padded seat right there. Okay, we got it. So we know what they were circling at least. That's huge. Should I add item to shopping cart? Come on! Fuck! Dude, imagine if that just worked. They had a fully functioning checkout system still. All right, what else do they have on the side here? They got video, fun stuff, cool links, feedback, compatible with, hold on, compatible with any video game system. Yeah, I'd hope so. It's a fucking chair, dude.
No, that's a chair.
Sorry, that's so funny, dude. Like, could you imagine if it like wasn't compatible with like Xbox? Like, what would even happen? Some poor kid turns his Xbox on, so excited to try out his VideoGear Command Center, but he didn't read the fine print that said it's not compatible with Xbox, so he sits down on it and it explodes. All right, let's try the video page. It's not working. Yeah, let's go to fun stuff. Okay, something happened because when I clicked the side, it said fun stuff, but up here it's cool stuff. Which is it? Find out all about what's hot in the game world. Just follow these links. Dude, what? Jumbo Download Network, Happy Puppy Game Site, CNET Games, and Gamers Extreme. None of those are real. You made all those up. I was on Gamers Extreme last night. It was incredible. And I'll see you on Happy Puppy Game Site. My homepage is Jumbo Download Network. All right, what's Cool Links? Let's see what Cool Links is about. No way. Dude, cool links are just links to cheat websites, like cheat codes. Not fucking, yeah, there's like Ashley Madison is the top, the top link. And the other page is just feedback. I think that's pretty straightforward. All right, well, this didn't really help me like locate one, obviously, because this is just an old inactive website, but really cool to get an actual look at what this would look like if I went as a child, you know. Pretty bare bones website. I like it. Try Googling this phone number.
Googling that phone number pulled up an image of this plastic step stool by a company called TK Home for some reason. It was being auctioned off on some random website, and I was super confused by this, and when I get confused, I guess I get really frustrated.
It should not be this hard to find with just one chair, dude.
So I stopped my research for a little bit because I felt like I wasn't really getting anywhere. But just recently, I tried putting in the phone number from the VideoGear website into Google for a second time. And this time I found a scan of a February 1996 issue of a magazine called Working Mother. And it truly is giving mother. And that phone number is listed in that magazine next to Today's Kids. I've heard that before.
At the time, it was called Today's Kids.
But on the VideoGear website, it says that the company who makes it is called Today's Plastics. So I guess these are all companies underneath a parent company, but I'm not sure which one is the parent company. And with the help of the Wayback machine, I typed in Today's Kids, and it pulled up a separate toy website with just generic looking plastic toys for young children. And then I typed in Today's Plastics, and it showed me this. A big page showing all the details of Today's Plastics and what they do, where they're located and stuff. And then below, it showed all of their like companies that are underneath Today's Plastics. You got Today's Kids, a new one I've never seen called Backyard Gear, TK Custom Molding, that's where we saw that weird little step stool, and then of course VideoGear. So since I've never seen Backyard Gear before, I looked them up on Google, and oddly enough, an Amazon listing for a Backyard Gear outdoor water station popped up, and this was from the year 2014. So they were still in business at that point. And from that, I found an address for Backyard Gear in Minnesota. So I booked a plane ticket to Minnesota. No, I'm kidding. I actually typed the Minnesota address into the Better Business Bureau, and then an entirely different company called Today's Gear popped up. So there's too many companies, I'll say it. So I went to the Wayback machine again and typed in Today's Gear, and then this page popped up. A bunch of Backyard Gear products, and then just below it, you got the VideoGear products as well. And oddly enough, this website was active up until 2022, which is fucking crazy to me. So I'm guessing this is the most current iteration of Today's Plastics. So there's like 5 different companies that exist at the same time, but they also don't exist. And if you're sitting there thinking, why the fuck is he doing so much work for a fucking chair? First off, it's not a chair. That's a chair. And 2, I don't know. I wish I had an answer, dude. I just need to know what it's like to sit on a VideoGear Command Center. Other than some like new useful pictures that I've never seen before of the VideoGear Command Center, this website didn't really give me too much valuable information. From what I've seen, the company seems to be closed down today, but I did send them an email asking if they had a VideoGear Command Center available for me to purchase. And I should have learned from my prior attempts to contact this company, because this product clearly does not exist anymore, and obviously nobody is going to respond to me if I reach out to this company that doesn't exist anymore. Or would they? Yes, they would. They responded. What the fuck? This is what my email said. Hello, I hope this email finds you well. I know this is a complete shot in the dark, but I wanted to reach out and see if you were still selling the VG100 Command Center. I had one when I was younger and wanted to purchase another. Just lying. I'm a liar. I lied to them. If not, I totally understand. Thanks in advance. And then they responded on Halloween of 2023. This is how long this has been going on. They said, sorry, hasn't been around for over 15 years. We were so close. Also, who the fuck sent me that email? It's so ominous, too.
Sorry, has been around for over 15 years.
But I feel like this is the common theme of this journey. I find a promising lead, and then I get let down. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Much like a kid enjoying his VideoGear Command Center. Something I will never experience.
So after months of dead ends, I only really had one option left. I didn't want to post about my search publicly because for some reason I don't really like giving away the topics of my videos before I put them out. But I was backed into a corner, brother. I had to. So I posted in the r/helpmefind subreddit. Nothing there. I joined a bunch of video game memorabilia groups on Facebook. Nothing there. And I posted on my various social media accounts asking if anybody had a VideoGear Command Center. I was desperate and I needed help. I don't know why the fuck they called it today's gear when you can't really find one today. And real quick, to the 9 people who responded to my Instagram story with, "Oh my God, I still have one." And then when I responded and asked further questions, they said, "Oh, sorry, I actually don't have one. I just wanted you to respond." To those 9 people who did that, fuck you. Okay, I don't like you. You're banned from Curtistown forever. That was mean. You got my hopes up. This is serious shit. That's where we are in the story. I wish there was like a cool, like emotional, powerful ending to this video, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's fine. I haven't done any research on the VideoGear Command Center in a few weeks. Unfortunately, I think it's just a waste of time to go out there and really try to find a VideoGear Command Center at this point in time, because...
Check it out.
I got one. Yeah, dude. That's right, you motherfuckers. I did it, okay? I did it. This is my fucking way, okay? This is how I win. Look at it. Look at it! You're probably wondering how I got my hands on one of these things, and you're probably thinking, whoa, it's a lot smaller in person. Story of my life. Let me tell you how I acquired this thing. Although Twitter has become the worst place on the internet, it's apparently still useful to find old video game not chairs, command centers. I posted a tweet asking if anybody had one of these, and I didn't get a response for like weeks. And then one day, out of the Twitter blue, I get this tweet. "Did you find one?" That shit sent shivers down my spine, bro. I couldn't believe it. And I knew it was legit the second I saw the picture, because trust me, I've seen every picture of this fucking thing on the internet, and I haven't seen that one before. So I immediately DM'd her, we talked for a little bit, and I found out that she actually lives all the way in the UK, and she gave me a little backstory about this VideoGear Command Center. "Hey Curtis, I'm glad you're curious about the chair. It's actually a special piece from my son's childhood. We got it way back in '99 from Toys R Us for his 9th birthday. It's been sitting in the loft gathering dust for 23 years, so when I decided to clear out the space, I thought it deserved a new home. Never did I imagine it would find its way to you." So I tried paying her for this chair, but she wouldn't accept any payment, so I just made a donation to a cause that she's passionate about. You can too if you feel so inclined. The donation link will be in the description. So yeah, a few days later, she packed it all up and sent it to a P.O. box here in Toronto. Like a week later, I went, I picked it up, and here she is. But you may notice that the picture she sent me is a little different from what is here right now. So sometime in the past 25 years, this part right here, that must have snapped off somewhere. It was removed for whatever reason. It somehow went missing, which is understandable. This is old as fuck. But I feel like if I was gonna be the first guy to give a video review of the VideoGear Command Center, I needed the full experience. So I reached out to an incredibly talented YouTuber named Emily the Engineer, and I asked if she would be down to 3D print a replica of this console. So I sent her all the pictures I had of this, and all the pictures I had from the internet, from the auction listings, from everything. I used everything in my power from all my research and all my weeks of time spent on this, and we figured it out. It's actually pretty crazy. I'll show you. So this whole part was printed in 3 separate parts. We got the lid here that holds everything, and then we got this center attachment, and this comes out. You can put some crap in here if you want, but then here you got space for a pop, a little jinky drink, and then you got space here for Nintendo games. And then you close it up, bing, bang, boom. So yeah, thanks to a stranger on the other side of the planet and another YouTuber on the opposite side of the planet, we now have a complete VideoGear Command Center. Albeit a little Frankenstein, but still, it's complete nonetheless. Now without further ado, let's see if this thing truly is 10% plastic, 90% attitude.
Check it out.
Okay, I've got everything set up for my first trip on the VideoGear Command Center, bro. But a gamer session is not complete without some snacks. For my snacks, I got a nice can of Pepsi, this random bag of cheese sticks, and a bag of Skittles. The Skittles fit perfectly in the slot right beside the remote control, but I was having some difficulties with the cheese sticks. Okay, these might be a little too big. They were, in fact, too big. I couldn't find a spot for these anywhere, unfortunately, no matter how hard I tried. So I ended up just kind of leaning them up against the command center
Center. Looks pretty good to me. The Pepsi can fit perfectly, and the video game cartridge holder worked like a charm as well. I'll say I only brought the racing games I have. I got Diddy Kong, I got this Extreme G, and then Mario Kart 64. Those are the only racing games I had, and this is the system that I would be playing in the year 2000. So, but that fits pretty well. Let's see if it closes. Okay, not quite, but that's all right. Sorry to break it to you, but this is peak gamer. Dudes will see this and say, hell yeah. So I booted up Mario Kart 64, and I was so excited to try out the VideoGear Command Center, I was dangling my legs like a little baby. Who's excited to use the VideoGear Command Center? Okay, right off the bat, I'm a little big. I'm a little too big for it. I'll say that. It's not too uncomfortable. Like I feel like this would feel like luxurious as a little boy. But right now it's not too bad. Also, really quick, sorry for the quality on the screen. It's really hard to record like CRT televisions. And also my autofocus was really confused, so my apologies there. But anyways, when I play Mario Kart 64, I'm always Toad. There's no other option. And if you pick anybody else, you're incorrect. If the person I'm playing with picks Toad before me, then I'm not playing. So I picked Toad, and I also picked the Star Cup because that's my favorite one to do. I really hope this fucking drink doesn't spill. And immediately I was off to a terrible start in 8th place. I guess the Command Center takes a few minutes to boot up, right? Should we go for the Wario Stadium shortcut? Oh yeah, for those of you who are unaware, there's like a little shortcut / glitch thing you can do in Wario Stadium where you hop against the side of the wall off of this first hill, and if you hit it like with enough speed and at a good enough angle, you can like hop over the wall and skip like half the fucking track. And I like never get it on the first try, so I was really hoping the VideoGear Command Center would give me that extra little push in this dire situation. These guys will get out of my way. We got this all day. Come on, VideoGear Command Center! No way it worked. Dude, I never get that on the first try. That's VideoGear Command Center right there. It's working. And it's not bad to use glitches or cheats because the website had a whole thing for it, remember? So with my successful shortcut, I was now chilling all the way in 1st place. And I know I was goofing on the commercial when they said no distractions, just you in the game, but I've never been so locked in. Okay, and this is my first little criticism of the VideoGear Command Center. I feel like I really had to try to rock back and forth. It's not that it was like difficult to do so, I just don't really move around a lot when I play video games. I've never understood that in like movies and TV shows when it shows kids playing video games and they're like, it's like, guys, relax. It's a fucking game, you know? But once I remembered to actually rock back and forth, it was a lot of fun. Dude, the whole time, maybe I'm just old, but I'm scared of the fucking my Pepsi spilling everywhere. And dude, I was completely immersed. Maybe a little too immersed. Oh my! How's my posture looking? Fucking Christ, dude. And with the help from the VideoGear Command Center, I secured a 1st place spot. 1st place, bitch. 1st place. You know, one day you guys are going to turn 30 and you'll find yourself sitting in your podcast studio on a VideoGear Command Center from 1999 that you never had as a child, and you'll be playing Mario Kart 64 alone. And you may ask yourself, how did I get here? Now the second track in Star Cup is Sherbet Land, and that's probably one of the worst tracks in the whole game. I fucking hate it. I suck at this one. I've always sucked at it, and it's pissed me off for like 20 years. And I had some super annoying things happen to me in this race. Shit. But the VideoGear Command Center was delivering on everything it promised. Mind you, it didn't really promise anything, but you know, it was definitely fully loaded with tons of cool stuff. Once I personally loaded it with tons of cool stuff. But I will say, this is like fucking ideal, bro. This is like the best, the comfiest I've ever been playing fucking video games. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Second, fuck. I'm not locked in anymore. I need Skittles. You know what? I don't want any fucking unk comments, okay? If you're gonna comment unk, there better be an H in front of that shit. Oh yeah! But this next race was off to a great start with me in 2nd place. And I am attributing that to the VideoGear Command Center. The more I sit in this chair, it kind of makes me realize this is why I started gaming in the first place. By the 2nd lap, I was in 1st place. But then, the unthinkable happened. Oh my god. As if they put bananas on the friggin' ramp. They put bananas on the friggin' ramp. Cringe, now I'm in 5th. 6th!
turning into a wolf.
Luckily, I was able to climb my way back to second place by the final lap, but then an even more unthinkable thing happened.
Buddy gets a star when he's in second.
All the way back to 6th place.
This is gonna ruin the tour. Oh, I'm so dumb, bro. I'm gonna get 7th place. I'll never financially recover from this. Things are not looking good. I thought I would fucking sweep. I need my cheese puff. Fuck.
And for those of you who don't know, on Mario Kart 64, if you don't get in the top 4 on a race, you have to like do it all over again until you do. So I locked the fuck in, dude.
All right, I'm locking in. Call me a dog in a car on a hot day, because I'm locked in. Okay, Art, let me out.
With a belly full of Cheetos, Skittles, and Pepsi, I was determined to secure the W. But much like my Mario Kart opponents, my belly full of Cheetos, Skittles, and Pepsi was catching up to me.
Oh, God. Heartburn.
All that burps must have given me like a speed boost because I was able to finish the race in 1st place.
Let's go. I just need those cheesies, bro.
The VideoGear Command Center messed me up for a second, but once I fully gave into its powers, I feel like I reached like a new evolution of gamer. I was in the flow state. I could feel every turn. I could experience every bump. I could almost smell the sweat dripping down Wario's ass crack. There were no distractions. It was just me and the game. Straight up, I was having the best night ever, dude. I was having so much fun, like the most fun I've had in a while. I was so excited I couldn't even keep all of it inside of my body.
Oh, imagine just puke.
The VideoGear Command Center.
You'll fucking puke.
Okay, it was time for the final race of the Star Cup. Bowser's Castle. I also hate this track a lot. It's one of my least favorite. I don't know why I like playing the Star Cup so much in Mario Kart 64 when literally half of the fucking tracks on it I hate. But anyways, immediately off to a terrible start. But I was trying to stay positive.
I feel like I keep saying this, but like, I'm having a blast with this, and I'm 30. I can't even imagine having this as a child. Like, if I got this on, like, Christmas morning, I'd be fucking losing my mind. Okay, 6th place, final lap. This is not looking too good.
But it was bullshit after bullshit after bullshit on this stupid fucking race. I swear to God.
Are you fucking my asshole in the butt?
But luckily I was able to sneak by with a nice 4th place. And I rewarded myself with a little cheese puff. Now it was time to see how I did. If I get anything other than 1st place, then that means the VideoGear Command Center isn't the ultimate video game accessories for serious gamers. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw Peach in 3rd place, Wario in 2nd place, and me, Toad, in 1st place.
1st place, bitch.
Toad was so excited he went to go see a Lady Gaga concert to celebrate.
Well, there's a proof right there, bro, that this thing works.
And in hindsight, I should have stopped recording right here. This shot would have been perfect to end the video. A victory in a video game while using the VideoGear Command Center. I honestly could have ended the video with this next line.
1st place.
But for some reason, I decided to play a different game called Extreme G. That was my nickname in high school. Yes! Extreme G is a motorcycle game released in 1997. And I figured this would be the perfect video game to play while using the VGCC. You know, the people who have VideoGear Command Centers, that's what we call them, you know, just shorter. But no, it made sense to play that game with the VideoGear Command Center because it's like it kind of looks like a motorcycle, you know, you're rocking back and forth and shit, right? So yeah, I started playing Extreme G. And I was having a blast. Seriously, I haven't played this game since I was like 10 years old. So it was honestly like super fun playing it again. And it surprisingly holds up really well. The gameplay was super fun and responsive. The soundtrack is fucking incredible. And after my first race, I got to put my real birth name on the scoreboard. Hilarious. But I don't know what exactly happened after this, but things took quite the turn. And honestly, I really thought about not including this next part in this video. So yeah, I started up another race and some weird shit went down. I feel like this is important background information, but I filmed all of this footage, you know, like me trying out the VideoGear Command Center. I filmed all of this like a few days after the 1-year anniversary of my stepfather passing away. So I was clearly in a very fragile emotional state. And, you know, I thought filming this video and using the VideoGear Command Center would take my mind off of this, but it actually did the exact opposite, which was super cool.
Okay, I don't think this has anything to do with the VideoGear Command Center, but you know those times where you do something for the first time since you were like a little kid?
Yeah, the grieving process is pretty badass, dude. I highly recommend it. Just kidding. Yeah, dude, you know, one day you think you're doing just fine and you think you've found like good ways to cope with the loss of a really close loved one. And then the next day you're crying sitting on a video game rocking chair.
No, that's a chair.
What the fuck?
And trust me, I know all of this is coming from like way out of left field, but you know, after watching this footage back, I would feel weird leaving it out. And ever since this day, I've been trying to pinpoint like why exactly this happened, like so abruptly and like severely.
That's so stupid. That's so dumb. I got Cheeto dust on my shirt. A weird turn of events. I was having a great time.
Obviously, the grieving process is difficult if you've been through it. It fucking never gets easier.
It's so dumb, dude. It's a video about a chair.
No, that's a chair.
And like I said, I've been diving like headfirst into this video topic for a while because maybe like subconsciously I thought like if I was keeping busy with a difficult task, I wouldn't even have the mental space to like confront these emotions. So I guess when I finally finished this difficult task, this almost impossible task of tracking down a VideoGear Command Center, now that was done, there wasn't anything stopping me from really just confronting these emotions finally. But then I started thinking about it some more, and you know what? I think losing a loved one is pretty similar to a ride on the VideoGear Command Center. At first, it's like really uncomfortable, but after a while, you find a way to deal with it. You have all these weird, like new emotions, and you want to find somewhere to place them, but they don't really quite fit anywhere. You know, in order for things to be whole again, you need help from other people. And you know, some days you're laughing and dancing, and some days your fucking literal heart is on fire.
Heartburn.
I just wish their advertising was a little more honest. I didn't know these things made you think about your childhood and therefore made you also think about the death of your stepfather. Okay, that would have been nice. But this should have been the ad.
The VideoGear Command Center.
Check it out.
And like I said, this is kind of coming out of nowhere, and I apologize. This isn't how I expected the video to end, and I'm just kind of rolling with it. And I also felt like it was important to leave in because I wanted to let other people who are dealing with the loss of a loved one know that they aren't alone, because that's one of the big emotions that you feel when you go through something like this. So I'm sorry if this was fucking weird, and I'm sorry if you don't like dealing with death, but fucking sorry. It's gonna happen to everybody. But back to the task at hand. When I started on this journey last year, I had no idea it would end this way, but I originally set out to be the first guy to do a full review of the VideoGear Command Center, and god damn it, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, design and aesthetics, that's an easy 10 out of 10. Looks awesome, no notes, except, well, I just kind of wish they made an adult version because it was a little uncomfortable, but that's my fault for growing. Functionality, that's a 9 out of 10. The only thing it's supposed to do is rock back and forth and also store candy, and it did both of those things really well. The only reason I didn't give it a 10 is because the cheese puffs didn't fit on the side. But now that I say that, I probably could have just gone full gamer and just dumped the whole fucking bag into that top part. So you know what? Never mind. 10 out of 10. Customer service, 1 out of 10. I had to jump through fucking hoops to get one of these, and the people at VideoGear, Today's Gear, Today's Plastics, Today's Kids, nor TK Custom Molding helped me fucking one bit to get my hands on one of these. And this is usually the final metric I use when I'm judging toys that came out in 1999. Ability to bring up emotions that you've been putting off from confronting. That's a fucking 10 out of 10, dude. They nailed that shit. So overall, I give the VideoGear Command Center a 10 out of 10, all right? I want to give a huge thank you to Catherine and Jera for talking to me. I want to thank the kind stranger in the UK who actually sent the VideoGear Command Center to me. I also want to thank Emily, the engineer, for taking the time to put that final touch on the VideoGear Command Center. And also want to thank you guys for watching this video if you're still here. I know this is like different from my usual shit. I also want to thank my stepdad, Lawrence. I don't know if they got YouTube in heaven, but if they do, thanks for being awesome. Miss you a lot, clearly. But most importantly, I need to thank my wife, Jenna, for being there for me while I went through this fucking gnarly bullshit of losing my stepdad. So if you guys are dealing with the loss of someone, talk to your other loved ones who are here. And it sucks, but it's all good. It's fine. Right? It's all good. And I have a feeling that this might be the last time the VideoGear Command Center is ever featured in a video. So I want to give it a nice send-off with a poem I found on the internet about a chair.
No, that's a chair.
Let's be honest, it's a fucking chair. Look beyond the empty chair to know a life well spent. Look beyond the solitude to days of true content. Cherish in your broken heart each moment gladly shared, and feel the touch of memory beyond the empty chair.